couldn't go past page 1. I remember, much later when I was working with the tribals, we had a survival guide called Where There's No Doctor. Has anyone come across that book?
Yeah.
David Werner's Where There's No Doctor, and in that, I think it's he who says about Paulo Freire saying, why does a guy who thinks so clearly write so badly? So then I said, I'm not the only guy. Okay, someone else doesn't understand English the way Paulo Freire writes. And anyway, school of social work for me was more of a practical experience. 3 days in a week, or was it 2 days, Ranji? We went for field work. 2 days in a week we had to go, and the rest of the 3 days was in school. And the rest of the 3 days was picnic, because I never went to classes, or if I did, I didn't know what I was doing. And the 2 days, I really put my life into that. And most of the time, some things really impacted me. I was placed in this department for sexually transmitted diseases. And some of these things really shook me up, deep within. I don't know if I should even take it to injustice hit me in the face. I mean, some of the stories there. A woman loses her husband, a young village woman loses her husband to an epidemic. So she carries her little infant baby, comes to the city, thinking that she'll be able to get something. For his help, goes to the government hospital, loses the baby as well. They say to her, go collect the baby from the mortuary. So she goes to the mortuary and the guy says, give me 200 rupees, you can have your baby. I mean, that was injustice. I was in the Department of Sexually Transmitted Diseases. There was a new person who came in there. She was beautiful. In fact, that's one of the things that hit me first was this very simply dressed simply dressed in the sense she was wearing a hospital gown, was really lovely to look at. Especially, what was nice about her was her hair, those dresses were gorgeous. And she was sitting there, totally shocked, didn't know what was going on. And we were trooped in, students, because you have the right to know everything, and this is a rare case. So this guy says, lift up your dress. And she's, by then, totally desensitized. And she's probably hoping some experts would come because we know how to save her life or whatever. And not in fear, but in hope, she lifts up her dress and we were like, shocked. Never seen anything like that before in my life. Then later, I asked her what happened, and she said, I don't know. And I said, oh my God. Later, we came to know from the head of the social work department that she was actually a boy. And she was kidnapped, and the castration went totally wrong. Now that was injustice. You don't have a choice with the way you're born, and then you don't have a choice with who you end up with and what they do to you. And right now you're 16 or 18 or whatever years old, and you look like a girl, but then you don't know what they've done to you, and you don't know what you will be. All these kind of things of injustice. You know what they did to me? They made my stomach turn. They made me turn my fist. And this is what you guys are worried about, this dangerous looking guy. I could have become a truly dangerous guy because of what it was doing to me. Because of what I was experiencing from the injustice that I was watching was changing me into a kind of a very bitter, angry, reactionary in a sense. I was actually rebelling against everything, and it was my duty to set justice in place. And I'm sorry if I'm taking a little longer, but then those of you who are going to organizations and going to work there, or making up your minds now to say that I will spend my time doing this program or that or whatever, just a word of caution. I've worked with an NGO, and you know what? NGOs have a danger of falling into the founder's kingdom and glorifying the people who founded it and doing all these benevolent things. It's about yourself, really. Social work is about you feeling good. It's not about making somebody else's life different. It's about, somebody said this actually, any kind of service that you do is for your own self. It's to make you feel good about it. And there is nothing selfless about service. It cannot be if you're human. Only probably God understands that true servitude And I don't know when we will ever get that into our system, but we worked in a commune soon after I finished my social work. And that commune was an international group of people from all parts of the world. We were young people, we were living in the village. We decided we will not have anything of our own, we'll have everything in common, the kitchen will be common, we'd all cool in, we'd all cook, we'd get a cook, whatever. We would all have space to live together, there would be no yours and mine, whatever. And we couldn't even marry. We were supposed to share whoever we had together. I mean, it was that idiotic. But then anyway, communes and whatever. But I do say there is something good that came out of it, because you know what we said? We will not have director, assistant director, founder, president of the organization. We will make the tribals our bosses and we will report to them. So we cycled to town and they took the jeep to town. We were motivated, you know, it's deep in the jungles, it's Koya tribals. I mean, they know how to live in the wilderness. We drive through the forest, cycle through the forest, they drive in the jeep. You know what, we chose when, you know, we had asked them, can we need to take barrels to get diesel back, can we take the jeep? And if they said no, take the cycle, we would have to take the cycle and get barrels of diesel. You know, that is the kind of subject. If we are able to run an organization where we empower truly the people, where they can actually be more powerful than us, is where true empowerment probably can begin, I think. To such a point that they would actually, you become the hated ones and you get thrown out because they're truly powerful. And anyway, so what it was doing to me is really something that, and there in the forest is where I came across this wonderful breed of people called the Naxalites, which is what you all of you know me. I am not an Naxalite, never have been, but I did know them very well. Anybody know what a Naxalite is? Good. You'll survive. Naxalites are people very well educated at that time. Today they're terrorists. Very well educated, they know the law, they know what human rights are, people's rights are, and they choose to go to the forest or wherever underground. They're like Robin Hood, they carry guns, and they threaten the system so that the system behaves itself. Okay? So, if the landless laborers are fighting for their rights, they can stand there in the Tahsildar's office and say, hey, this is legally mine. And you know, that kind of dum comes only when you have a guy with a gun behind you. You know, that was what they did then. Today, they're a trigger-happy bunch of goons, just out to make money. So, anyway, so I could have easily become like one of them because I thought it was up to me to bring about justice. Do you get it now? I was becoming that. That's what injustice was doing to me. But today, you know what? I realized that what I needed was mercy, because all that was happening because bitterness was within me, anger was within me, I was fighting. My children are perpetually fearful of whom I'm going to bash up next to me. You know, when someone cuts me in the street with their big car. And, you know, my first reaction was the fist. And, you know, it was very nasty to live like that. And I'm not saying that I've overcome it. I've not overcome the anger. I've not overcome the reaction. But I'm definitely realizing now what mercy is. Because that is when Matthew 18 happened to me.